Good afternoon. Alright, well, I am going to get started working today on stuff. Alright, so I've got a short list of tasks that I need to accomplish. Some of them are easy. Actually, all of them are kind of simple tasks, so just going to get started. So the first thing we want is a description line for our download links in our page for our server. So that's going to be our web page here. So how are we going to implement this is the real question. Let's see, do I have everything running? Got that running. Got that running. So let's see, last night, forest optimizations, ability sounds, all sorts of stuff. Awesome. So I'm kind of just waking up. Let's boot up and get this thing building. Oh man, Adam is auto-hosting me. That means there's going to be 200 million people in the... No, wait, nobody's here. Mr. Big Deal is not such a big deal after all. So the other thing I could do is play while hang animation when holding into the wall. Well, let's get started first things first. Let's do the short list as opposed to the long list. And we're at kind of the end of our update cycle. Like, we're releasing our next update in like 2 days, right? Like 48 hours or so. Or 48 to 60 hours from now, we are releasing the next update. So, really, like, I've got sprint tasks and I've got stuff I should be working on, but in kind of a long-term sense, but it's not worth it. Alright, so I want to look at my local database, see what information we actually get for all these downloads and everything. So let's see, I've got services, Brackensec, x86 path, load products, access entitlement. We've got our products, and then we have our product paths, signing credentials. It looks like we don't have anywhere where we're actually storing our product details. So we have like products and product path for where to get it, but inform clients of new product. Do we have that on in prod? Inform clients of new product. Yeah, we probably should move that. I should actually see where we actually use this. We don't. Okay. Never mind. So I'm trying to think about where I want to add all the product descriptions, because if we put them in like a central database or something, then like we can pull them out and update them and keep all that stuff. But I'm not sure it's necessary. I think we can just kind of hack it in there and throw it in the account JavaScript stuff, kind of like we have for the important download links. And I think it'll be good enough. Like, we could build a whole system for this crap, for keeping track of products and like all this other stuff. But let's be honest, we got 4 products, and it's all the same damn game. So I could build a shopping cart to buy a sack of potatoes, or I could just hand you the damn sack of potatoes and just be like, it's a sack of potatoes. So I believe what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to create a product information object here. I should keep it close. So let's create an object, and let's have these things kind of like this, where it looks like this, doesn't it? Isn't that what we do? Let's see what it actually is on the website. It's brackensack underscore x86. Alright, so description. We're not going to have anything for you. Actually, we should have. This is the brackensack installer for modern 64-bit operating systems. Alright, so this is important true. Important should probably be false on this one. Just brackensack installer for older 32-bit operating systems. And then we'll get the same thing for these dudes. Let's see what products I've actually got. Brackensack server, brackensack server, brackensack server. going to be .zip. The Rack&Sack dedicated server for modern 64-bit operating systems. The Rack&Sack. So let's see how this description looks. This is a description. Looks like owned products is not wide enough on our pages. Yeah, this works just fine for some of these things. But the account details screen is wrong. Alright, we need to fix that. Alright, so this is under owned products. Yeah, so it looks like this now, which is what we want. Alright, so what we're going to want to do is we're going to fetch this, so if we have something, we're going to use it. So we need less filler text. Rack&Sack game. We don't need operating systems. Rack&Sack game. Rack&Sack, I should capitalize the S in server. Rack&Sack game. Modern 64-bit systems. Alright. Alright, that's looking just fine. So we did code, downloadable products, rack and stack game from our beta sign up, dedicated servers. Okay, so we need to go to the dedicated server page, and this guy needs to be owned products, needs to be a 10. Alright, let's also put this in here for client versus server. And what we're gonna do here is we want to know if this is a server page or not. So I guess I should put like maybe a special thing in here. So we will say if is server page and product data dot server and product data dot important, else is server page, else if product data is client and important. Product data dot client. All right, let's see. I guess I should have if is server page, else I can get rid of this. That's better. A game server for modern x64-bit systems. Count details. Reference error. Is server page is not defined. Yeah, that's kind of the whole point. So is server page is not defined on this one. I should go to what? Header.html and edit. Alright, cool. So is server page is now set. So now when we're on the account, the dedicated server page, we'll see the server highlighted for you to download. And if we're on the account details page, it'll show you the client, rack and stack game for modern 64-bit operating systems. Excellent. So that's just some basic changes to the HTML. So that is everything we need. Let's just run through logging in and make sure that it all works. Yeah, excellent. Awesome. Looks like it's working. So we've got our product descriptions and we've got our highlighting for those things. So that is done. So let's go ahead and push that. So that should not require like a rebuild of this thing. We just want to push out to test. So let's push to the test environment. So just simple stuff today. So this is what it looks like right now. Alright, so the page is now down. So we'll have to wait until it's back online. Because we're super ghetto and we don't have zero downtime deployments because it's just one person writing everything. And nobody got time for zero downtime deployments. Actually, I blame Amazon Linux for not releasing ports properly because our restart theoretically should take zero time. So here's what it looks like now. So we have our 2 downloads. And the next thing I need to do is I need to make sure that the Brackensack server that we are distributing actually works. I haven't done that in a week, so I need to go do that. Oh god, my download folder. Hide the porn. Alright, let's go to build. So the instructions are we need to unzip this thing to the location. We then run setup.bat, which will take us to the dedicated server page. And it says server is not running, the server key is not found. Go make one. So what you do is you go to the dedicated server page in the test environment. That's what I've got. We'll download the server key. You throw it right next to this thing. Run this again and it says server key exists. Server config doesn't exist yet. Needs to be made. Enter game name. This is Kirk dedicated server test. Enter default time limit 300 seconds. Default score to win 5. Default team size max 3. Game port 7777 7787. Publicly listed is true. Team swap is true. Enter password for changing settings and running commands. Allow all players to change all settings. And we need to change the setup.bat. We need to include the new level. So where in the hell is this setup.bat? Is it under scripts, server, setup.bat? Alright, there it is. So let's go make sure that we don't fat finger a name here and have a shitty experience. So let's boot up the editor and make sure we got the right asset path for that forest level. And let's also change this to enter starting map path. Because what's going to happen is after a set number of things, it will, after a set number of matches, it'll advance to the next one. Alright, so test levels, prototype. We're looking at Forest Day 01. But because we're not trying to make mistakes, we're just going to copy the name out. Man, why is my neck itchy? I mean, I just want to right click on the asset and, get the path for it. Alright, so it's just Forest Day 01. Alright, so enter map path. We're going to say /game/test levels /prototype /gl sunny day. Your server config is successfully written out. Alright, let's take a look at our server config. It says game limit, game name, dedicated test, time limit 300, score to win 5, team size 3, 7777, 7787. List publicly allow team swap. Map path is /game test levels prototype GL sunny day. Admin password is 1234. And let's run our server. Alright, so we are running our server. Let's go ahead and download the game and the test environment and install it. And then make sure we can join our local server. And we should be able to connect to the production environment because it's all backwards compatible, and that's where our game server is actually running right now. It's running against prod, so if you were actually running the game and you clicked the show incompatible versions, it would show you my local test server running. Your version's out of date. No, my version's ahead of your version in production. But that's okay, we'll forgive you for now. Alright, so Kirk Dedicated Server Test has been up for 2 minutes. It is running the Meadowcrest map. It's ping is 16. A whole 1 frame. Oh man, that 100 frames per second server actually makes a difference. Even like running locally. We got those new sound effects. Whoa. Floaty ball. And let's go ahead and... Killing leaked actor, player land. What? Player land after 30 seconds. Check SFX cleanup and particle systems. Alright, so it looks like the player land particle system is screwed up. So we need it so on the dedicated server that the player land does not run. Which is easy enough. Yeah. Those straight shots are hard to nail. I keep trying to get that slide hit into the goal. Next map will load in 2 matchups. That is exactly what we want to see. Alright, so I'm going to exit from that, and it looks like the game worked. So what I'm going to do is go back to that batch file, print status, printing your status, server key is blah. Run server. It'll run a second server. Yeah, okay. Alright, so let's go and fix that effect. So that is the player land SFX. So where do we play the land effect? Because the player drop shadow with the little shitty. It's like just a gray box circle. So we've got the FX player land. Let's see. Asset repertoire. So it's called in the player logic object. Can you take us to it? No, of course not. Of course you can. Alright, so what we want to do is, if we are a dedicated server, so for a dedicated server, just never do any of this crap at all. That should fix our leak. Alright, so local dedicated servers worked. Excellent. So that's excellent. Alright, so not even a problem. So the next thing on my list is to create a list of patch notes. So if I go to the website, let's see, our second update is slated for blah. Okay, so what we have is our second update is going live 1/27/2018 at 8 p.m. PST. Major updates. A brand new level. What's it even called? Call it Dark Forest. Dark Forest is now available. Let's see. I'm looking at my last update, which is like fixed massive crippling issues with like tons of stuff. So I need to look back at what I've done over the past forever here. So the last one was on the 6th, so was it really the 6th? Oh wow, so did I write down on my launch checklist that I should send the marketing emails? Let's see, update news, create patch notes, sync configs in all environments, send out global broadcast of servers for maintenance, deploy backend servers, update wiki server pages. 12, send out global marketing email blast to beta sign up participants. Fuck yeah, I totally forgot that I made that mailer. Okay, so let's see, we have more. We have non-standard gamepad support. Let's see. Host your own dedicated servers. It's pretty cool. We have a server playlist of maps. Servers now rotate maps. Let's see, one thing that would be interesting is if we had that, pacifist mode. Let's see, UI for access, fixed telemetry. Yeah, let's see. Performance optimizations. Let's see, server travel, coding, autogen, restart boxes, read over Steam times. Alright, so those will be the major updates is all that. So then we want an exhaustive list of update notes. So detailed list. Let's see, UI resolution scaling optimizations, foliage, shadows, and GPU performance improvements on most assets. We have physics collision fixes for missing hits. I need to go through my sprint history. So scheduling, tech. Sprint 2 was on the 7th, so let's see. I fixed the stats UI scrolls properly now. Bots don't move after a game is finished. Screen transition effect for when the game is over. Let's see, Twitch profile picture should be in the right spots now in stats UI. Let's see, NAT test call in host game options. Nudged. We changed the low hit collision with ball. We have new physics specific effects for most player and ball interactions with environment. Yeah, no effects. Alright, I'll just keep it simple. Match ID pose. Let's see. Telemetry. Collection fixes. Yeah, we got non-standard inputs. Let's see. Admin passwords for dedicated servers. Game transition issues with system call fixed. Automatic relogin when connection to backend is dropped. 120-hour dedicated server non-responsive fix. Per level emissive and per level colors and all physics overrides. Let's see what else we got. Physics overrides, we want recovery effects. Move effects when recovery from stun. We have brand new S-effects for most player actions. Fix issue with sockets being busted. See what else we got that we fixed. We got the wall hang and wall jump animations. And I'm going to go over to Adam's list of stuff and see what he's got rolling along, see if I missed anything. Forest assets, build the forest level, music, alright. Let's see. Brand new music for Dark Forest level. Alright, so I need to send our composer an email. Hey, it's me again with the all-important deadline email to get the music into the build for our update. We'll need the finished track delivered in the next 48 hours. I need to give him a good time, so countdown clock. So countdown timer to any date. So this is going to be January 27th this year. This is going to be, what is 8 p.m.? Let's see, we need like 4 p.m. Alright, so that's there. And I know this is just like me boring going through a lot of things, but like for an update, you gotta go through and just write down what the hell's even here. Alright, let's go through our Perforce history and see if there's anything that we may have missed otherwise. Well, I should say improvements to the website. Website improvements to clarify. Download flow. ability sounds, ball collision, wall hang, watchdog, wall jump, tutorial levels, work in progress, test socket for torpedo, UI colors, small fixes, server clock, effects, UI object autogen, telemetry reports, admin password, excluding stuff, mailer for entitlements, night level shadows, animation spans, config for auto kill. Alright, so I think that's a pretty good list of stuff. So let's go throw this on the website. I'll need to actually log into this thing. What a concept. Let's see, what is this anyway? Alright, so let's add a new post. This is going to be Brackensack Update 2. So, major updates. Brand new level, Dark Forest, massive performance, and detailed list, and then we'll have all this. And let's go ahead and publish that and see what it looks like. Brackensack Update 2. Major updates, detailed list. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Let's put this as announcements and updates. I should have a link here to go download it. Okay, so that is up on the website. Yeah, change the stream to launch readiness. I love that. It's so fucking funny. It's like I'm going through the boring, tedious stuff that you never see with games. You never see all the stuff that happens behind the scenes when you're like, well, does the game work? No, the answer is usually no. And alright, so that's out there. What else have we got going on? Description for download links is done. Patch notes on devblog is done. Update line on Gameblog news page. Alright, so we need to go do that. So let's boot up our game and let's go edit the news page. Alright, I'm gonna take this last news line off. Latest news. Click here to report bugs. First major update. Yeah, let's just put this up and see what it looks like. I have absolutely no idea what the hell these numbers mean. This like 180106, like what the fuck? Is that supposed to be like 2018 January 6th? I mean, I guess that makes sense. Alright, so newsline header, we want to go to our devblog page. Bracketsec update 2. Second major update. The news bullet. Our latest update brings the Dark Forest. Brings new content. Brings new levels. And dedicated. Alright, so it brings the Dark Forest and local dedicated servers. And this is 24. I thought this was supposed to load locally. It's probably going to grab that.